Rabbit, Run is a novel by John Updike, published in 1960. The novel follows the life of Harry Rabbit Angstrom, a former high school basketball star who is now struggling to find meaning and purpose in his life. Rabbit feels trapped in his marriage to his pregnant wife, Janice, and decides to leave his family behind in search of a new life. As Rabbit navigates the complexities of adulthood, he becomes involved with a young woman named Ruth, who is also struggling to find her place in the world. The novel explores themes such as infidelity, existentialism, and the search for identity. Rabbit, Run has been widely acclaimed for its frank portrayal of American life in the 1950s and 60s, and its exploration of the human condition. The novel has been credited with helping to usher in a new era of American literature, and it has been included on several best of lists over the years.
Ragtime is a historical novel written by Doctorow and published in 1975. The novel is set in the early 20th century and explores the lives of various characters, both fictional and real, in the United States. The story revolves around three families, an upper-class white family, a black family, and an immigrant family, as their lives intersect in unexpected ways. The main character, Coalhouse Walker Jr., a black pianist, is seeking justice after his car is vandalized by racists, and he is denied a fair settlement by the authorities. Throughout the novel, Doctorow weaves in historical figures, such as Harry Houdini, J.P. Morgan, and Emma Goldman, to provide a broader context of the time period and its social issues.
Red Harvest is a hard-boiled crime novel by Dashiell Hammett, first published in 1929. It tells the story of an unnamed detective, known only as the Continental Op, who is hired by the town of Poisonville to clean up its rampant corruption and violence. The Op soon finds himself embroiled in a complex web of gang warfare, political intrigue, and personal vendettas, as he attempts to navigate the treacherous waters of Poisonville's criminal underworld. The novel is considered a classic of the hard-boiled genre, known for its gritty, violent portrayal of crime and its seedy, corrupt settings. It has influenced numerous crime writers and filmmakers, and has been adapted into several films and TV shows.
Revolutionary Road is a novel by Richard Yates, published in 1961. The story is set in the mid-1950s and follows the lives of Frank and April Wheeler, a young couple living in the suburbs of Connecticut who are struggling with their unfulfilling lives and their failed dreams. Frank works a boring office job that he hates, while April is a homemaker who is unhappy with her life and her marriage. They both dream of a different life, but they find it hard to break free from the constraints of their suburban existence. The novel is known for its portrayal of the emptiness and dissatisfaction of suburban life in America during the 1950s. It has been praised for its realistic depiction of the struggles of ordinary people and their aspirations, as well as for its commentary on the conformity and consumerism of the era.
Slaughterhouse-Five is a satirical novel that tells the story of Billy Pilgrim, a World War II veteran who becomes unstuck in time, meaning he has experiences from different points in his life in no particular order. The novel jumps back and forth from his time as a prisoner of war in Dresden, Germany during the firebombing, to his life as an optometrist in upstate New York, to his time as a captive on the planet Tralfamadore, where he is put in a zoo with a mate. The novel is also heavily influenced by Vonnegut's own experience as a prisoner of war during the firebombing of Dresden, and explores themes such as the trauma of war, the randomness of fate, and the illusion of free will.
Snow Crash is a science fiction novel that takes place in a dystopian future where corporations have replaced governments and the internet has evolved into a virtual reality called the metaverse. The story follows the adventures of a hacker and swordsman named Hero Protagonist as he navigates the seedy underworld of the metaverse and uncovers a plot to unleash a dangerous virus called Snow Crash on both the virtual and physical worlds. Snow Crash has been highly influential in both the science fiction and tech communities, with many of its ideas and concepts proving prescient. It is considered a classic of the cyberpunk genre and has been praised for its vivid world building and intricate plot.
The Adventures of Augie March is a novel by Saul Bellow, published in 1953. It follows the life of the eponymous character, Augie March, from his childhood in Chicago through his travels and various jobs as a young man. The novel explores themes of self-discovery, individualism, and the search for meaning in life. In terms of influence, The Adventures of Augie March is considered a classic of American literature and is often cited as one of the most important novels of the 20th century. It won the National Book Award for Fiction in 1954 and has been praised for its vivid and complex characters, sharp social commentary, and innovative narrative style.
The Assistant is a novel by Bernard Malamud, published in 1957. It tells the story of Morris Bober, a Jewish immigrant who runs a small grocery store in Brooklyn, New York. Morris is struggling to make ends meet, and his store is in danger of failing. One day, a young man named Frank Alpine comes into the store and steals from Morris. Feeling guilty, Frank goes back to the store and asks Morris for a job, and Morris takes him on as an assistant. Over time, Morris and Frank develop a complicated relationship, with Morris acting as a father figure to Frank, who is struggling with his own sense of identity and purpose. The novel explores themes of morality, redemption, and the struggle to achieve the American dream. The Assistant is considered a classic of Jewish American literature, and is often taught in university courses. It won the National Book Award in 1957, and helped establish Malamud as one of the leading voices of his generation.
The Berlin Stories is a collection of 2 novellas written by Christopher Isherwood, Mr. Norris Changes Trains and Goodbye to Berlin. The book was published in 1945 and is set in Berlin during the early 1930s. The stories are based on Isherwood's experiences living in Berlin during this time and provide a glimpse into the lives of various characters living in the city during the rise of the Nazi Party. The book has had a significant influence on the public as it provides a unique and personal perspective on the social and political climate in Germany leading up to World War II.
The Big Sleep is a hard-boiled detective novel by Raymond Chandler, first published in 1939. It follows private detective Philip Marlowe as he investigates a complex case involving blackmail, pornography, and murder. The novel has had a significant influence on crime fiction and film noir, as well as popular culture in general. Its memorable characters, snappy dialogue, and intricate plot have made it a classic of the genre.